15 ways to improve faster at ukulele today. Welcome, my name is Pierre. I've been teaching private music lessons for over 20 years, so there's lots of experience and value behind all of these tips. Feel free to take some notes and consider applying some of these tips today to get some results fast. Each and every one of these has tons of value, so stick with me till the end. Okay, sorry, just had to grab a little breakfast smoothie here. Let's dive right in. Tip number 1. I hate to start so obvious, but the most important thing you can do to improve faster at your instrument is to practice every day. You can tell yourself it'll just be for 2 minutes, pick it up and start. And if you do that a few times a week, it'll kind of get the momentum going. Often 2 minutes turns into 20 or 30, once you get into it. You can schedule it into your week, find those time slots that work best for you, and commit to that practice. That really is the way you'll get the most results. Tip number 2 is a big one. Consider taking lessons. Now, you got to find a good teacher, someone that can really help, has experience, and can give you the right kinds of exercises and the good level of songs to work on, keep things fresh, that can offer a lot of value to you, but it would make all the difference in the world if you have a weekly or bi-weekly meeting with a teacher. 30-minute, 45-minute, hour-long lessons will really, really make a huge difference. Consider it. I think these first 2 tips are probably the most helpful, most important ones. They might be obvious, but these are the ones that would have the most impact on your progress on any instrument. Tip number 3 is to work with books. Shameless plug here, I've written multiple ukulele methods. Consider checking them out. They have great reviews on Amazon. I have 31 easy ukulele songs with lots of tabs. You can read the melodies to the songs and then strumming patterns written above every single song. There's easy versions of harder chords in here, all kinds of strumming patterns with counting exercises to really help you out. 6 ways of playing each song. There's tons of value in this book. This is my latest publication. I'm very proud of it. Check it out with the links below. If you want something more basic, just to strum and sing, Easy Ukulele is a great place to start. Really just easy songs, mostly 1 strum per chord to start, and then some more advanced strumming patterns later on. There's 21 well-known songs in here, from children's music all the way to more well-known things like Amazing Grace and House of the Rising Sun, Christmas songs, etc. You also have Ukulele for Beginners and Beyond. If you'd like to learn how to read notes on the ukulele, this is an excellent method for that. Kind of like the Hal Leonard method for ukulele or guitar, but even better. Learn how to read rhythm and notes and actual musical notation. This is an excellent method. And lastly, you could also look at Ukulele Christmas Classics that touches on finger picking for 12 beautiful Christmas songs, so you can pluck the melodies, strum the chords, and then finger pick an accompaniment to each of these Christmas classics. Shameless plug aside, check out the links below or any other ukulele book on Amazon or at your local music store. Working through a book really, really helps. Someone put the thought into placing things step by step, a gradual progression, gradually introducing new chords, new rhythms. It's one of the best ways, aside from getting a good teacher and practicing every day, that will help you improve faster. Okay, another great way to improve would be to try songs in different keys. And for this, you could use ultimateguitartabs.com. Ultimate-guitar.com is the site. And you can change the keys, you can transpose and find the keys that suit your voice best. So maybe experiment pressing that +1 or -1 button to find a key that works best for you. And find the keys also that have easier chords. So sometimes as a beginner, certain songs you might want to avoid them because of the chords. Maybe it has a B flat or a B minor and you're just like, oh. But if you can change the key to have chords that are easier for you to play, it might be a way to dive into that song that you love and make it much more fun to learn. So don't be afraid to try songs in different keys. You can also just look up, whatever song you want to learn in the ukulele key of C, for example, and it might be easier to play that way. Another way to improve fast, this is tip number 5, is to use recordings. Now you can use recordings to find the starting note of your singing, for example. So listen to the song, and as soon as the vocalist starts singing, pause it and try to sing that exact note. This is great for ear training and can help you start singing in the right key, provided that the chords you're playing are in the key of the recording. Be aware of that. And also, you could try to use a recording to play along to it. So for easier songs, play along with the track and maybe start with 1 strum and practice switching on time. That'll develop your listening and your sense of rhythm. And you could even try backing tracks. So look up ukulele backing track in C and maybe jam on an easy scale. I'll link below to some scale tutorials, like a ukulele C pentatonic scale is nice to start improvising. And you could play along with that scale to a backing track. So using recordings for singing, for practicing your strumming, playing along to the recording, or as a backing track to practice jamming along is a really, really great tool to enhance your practice and make it much more musical and work on that listening at the same time. Hey guys, if you're getting value out of this, consider subscribing. I have tons more ukulele tutorials. I'll link to some playlists down in the description. If you subscribe, you'll just be more likely to see my videos in your feed, and it really helps me out. Click the thumbs up and maybe comment down below which of these tips you might try and that apply to you the most. Okay, another important tip is to isolate hard parts of songs. So if you're practicing something and, for example, switching to that B flat chord is hard for you, we're going from F, say on an island strum, to B flat, but you have to kind of stop to place it. Very common issue, you isolate the hard part of the song, just those two chords, and practice going back and forth and work on the smoothness there, very slow. This applies to anything. If it's a finger picking pattern, go slow, isolate it. So don't spend time repeating the song and always stopping at the same spot. Isolate the challenging area and spend 2 to 5 minutes on it, and that will help you for your next practice session. Don't be afraid to look up the specific challenge that you're facing. So if you have a problem with, play bar chords or finger picking or an exact song, look up tutorials for that on YouTube. There are tons of specific resources on my channel. Consider subscribing and check out the playlists in the description and find the videos that might help you the most. But there's just all kinds of resources on YouTube. So explore and think of the specific question or challenge that you're facing and look it up, see what you find. We're at tip number 8. If you're having trouble strumming and singing at the same time, simplify your strumming pattern. Maybe do just the first 2 or 3 strums of the pattern, or even just one down to make it nice and simple. So if you're, instead of going, just go and sing along to that. 1 strum per chord. If it's sounding rough and you're having trouble singing along, simplify, simplify, simplify. 1 strum is great to start, then maybe 2 strums per chord, and then maybe 4 even strums, steady strums per chord. Practice it that way and then sing along to each of those variations. That can be a nice step-by-step way to develop the coordination to strum and sing at the same time. Another great way to practice that a lot of beginners don't do is to count out loud while you learn new rhythms or strumming patterns. So for example, I could learn the island strum thinking down, down, up, down, up. But if I practice counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and not only am I developing my coordination to do 2 things at once, but I'm understanding the rhythm more precisely. I know that that first up is on the and after 2, on the end of 2. I know that the end goes and 4 and. So that understanding will help you place lyrics and will help you understand, different strumming patterns, other ones that you'll learn afterwards. Okay, tip number 10, play with other people. Practice with your friends. Don't be shy. If you know any other ukulele players, guitarists, play songs with them. And your role could be simply to strum 1 strum per chord. You could even just sing along. You guys could try a strumming pattern together. Maybe the guitarist wants to solo and you play, basic chords. So there's lots of fun ways to jam with other people. Don't be afraid to try ukulele groups. That can be a lot of fun too. But I favor smaller settings where you can really customize the playing situation to your benefit. So again, making it simpler and easier for you, or working on the exact songs that you'd like to practice, for example. Tip 11 is not to shy away from bar chords. I'll link to some in-depth tutorials down below. I won't go into it now, but I've taught the exercises on how to build up your bar chords, and it's something that you want to get used to. Many bar chords are common on ukulele, B flat, B minor, so I got tons of tips and exercises down there for you. Check them out, but you want to practice your bar chords. Tip number 12 is to try finger picking. Don't be too intimidated by that. Now, again, I have tutorials down below, but a good place to start is simply plucking your thumb on the 3rd string, index on the 2nd string, you just pull it towards your palm, and then middle finger on the 1st string, pulling towards the palm of your hand, nice and relaxed. So that would be thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, middle. And that's a nice simple way to get started with finger picking. I'm doing it on a C chord here. And that pattern just replaces any strumming pattern you would do. And this could be a nice finger picking pattern for songs in 3, like Amazing Grace or Happy Birthday. So I'm just going thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, middle. Start with that, more finger picking tutorials below. Another great way to improve, and some beginners don't get into this, is to practice scales, whether it's a C major scale, a C pentatonic scale, D major, or other movable scale shapes on the ukulele, D minor. Don't be afraid of these. Learn them slow and steady. I have an in-depth scale tutorial that I'll link to down below, and you can try the first few scales there and add that to your practice. The benefits of scales include being able to focus on your technique, developing dexterity in your left hand to play melodies. You could sing along to the scale to develop your voice and your ear. It's an opportunity just to warm up and use your fingers in a different way, and that can help you with chords later on. Again, developing that dexterity. Don't shy away from scales. They're a great learning tool. 2 more tips, and these are doozies. These are really great tips for you guys. Tip number 14 is to get out of your comfort zone. So if any of the tips here that I've mentioned kind of make you're a little intimidated, whether it's practicing scales or bar chords or counting out loud while you strum, these are tricky things. But if you work on them slowly, take little bites that you can chew and digest, think of what is it you're shying away from. Are you nervous to play with other people? Are you really dreading working on the songs with the B flat chord? Work on the things that scare you. Get out of your comfort zone. Like in anything in life, that's how you will improve the most. And my last tip for you guys, this is a great one. For total beginners or intermediate players, even advanced players, record yourself. It's so easy in this day and age to click, record with your phone, your computer, or webcam. Do a quick video of maybe just the chorus of a song or the new strumming pattern you're trying, even practicing in a scale. Film yourself, or just an audio recording is fine, and listen back, maybe even the next day. Sleep on it, and the next day when you listen, you'll have a more objective point of view, and you will learn so much from listening to yourself. Whether it's strumming and singing a song or any basic exercise, record and listen, record and listen. If you incorporate that into your practice, I guarantee you will improve faster. Okay guys, I hope you got value out of this. Thank you so much for sticking around. Click that thumbs up and consider subscribing for tons more beginner ukulele videos, and I'll link to a playlist right here. You can explore there. Lots of value for you. Thanks again. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.